We care about the National Lotteries Board and what they do. We care about how National Lotteries distribution trust funds are allocated and dispersed, and we certainly care as citizens in whose name those funds are being held in trust. And I think it's the FPA's position broadly that we have both the right and the responsibility, firstly, to know how the funds are being managed and taken care of. Secondly, to know and to understand and to comment on the processes whereby those monies are allocated, granted, and dispersed, and in cases where those monies are not allocated, not granted, and not dispersed. We have both the right and the responsibility to identify the challenges to effective grant making by the National Lotteries Board and the distribution agencies. And we also have the right and the responsibility to challenge the DTI, the Department of Trade and Industry, to engage with us towards finding solutions to ensure more efficient and effective grant-making practices in fulfillment of the purpose of the National Lotteries Board. Overall, the research reflects civil society's experience of delays, frustration with poor administration, and with the lack of support available from the Central Applications Office in the National Lotteries process of grant making. It's well documented, with the reference I've made earlier, that a number of civil society organizations have taken their frustrations to court. And most certainly the data gathered through the surveys, through the focus groups, through the interviews with civil society organizations has served to confirm that there has been and remains cause for concern about the Lotteries Board's approach to grant making, its grant making practices, and its grant making procedures. There remains cause for concern. Further, the researchers serve to identify the key areas of legislative and structural and administrative concern do need to be addressed very thoroughly for the Lotteries Board to be able to meet its mandate more fully. There have been, and there currently are, and there still will be billions available in the National Lotteries Development Trust Fund for disbursement as grants to non-profits working in the three key funding areas. This kind of funding has the potential, very obviously, to make a real impact on South African social development through support for initiatives in those three areas. And so it really does matter what is dispersed, it matters how much is dispersed, and it matters how it is dispersed and also to whom it is dispersed. As citizens, we have the right and the responsibility, as I indicated in the beginning, to challenge the DTI on these concerns, to contribute actively to discussions around and initiatives towards fundamentally addressing these issues. As citizens, we can and should question every process, we can and should hold the government accountable for its grant-making practices, and we can and should be working with the DTI to craft solutions to these challenges. Thank you.